So y'all, that's Exodus 1, aka in the Ghost Sky, aka Trigger Ranking. So yeah man, we about to do a couple reactions. Wherever y'all coming in from. Um y'all let me know in the chat. Just let me know where y'all coming in from. City, state, Providence, wherever you coming in from, please let me know. Um Hit the like button if you haven't subscribed. Hopefully by the end of the video, I can earn your subscription. And let's get to it. All right, we're going to Panda Press first. The truth why Rock Nation wants to silence DJ academics.
You ever notice how every time somebody speaks against Rock Nation, they vanish? Not literally, but their platforms start getting hit. Lawyers pop out of nowhere and the blogs go quiet real quick. Now it's DJ academics. The man didn't shoot nobody, didn't get charged with nothing. But somehow, he's the one sitting in a federal deposition getting grilled for 7 hours by Rock Nation's lawyers.
How, Sway?
Why? Because he talked. Because he questioned the story. And when you question that story, you get labeled a problem. Today, I'm gonna break down exactly how Rock Nation turned management into a full-blown censorship machine. From the leaked Tell Des messages to the private investigators camped outside Axe House, to the same pattern they used with Tory in that Jane Doe case. This ain't about drama, it's about control. And if they can silence him, they can silence you too. All right, let's rewind this whole mess, because it didn't start in no courtroom. It started in a trial that already felt like a circus. Tory Lanez versus Megan Thee Stallion. Back then, academics wasn't even in the fight. He was just reporting, dropping updates, talking about what the streets were saying. But the second he tweeted that Tory's fingerprints weren't found on the gun,
Here I come.
boom, he became public enemy number one.
Zero helps me take my business anywhere I want.
The idea of using sparkling water and real squeezed fruit is very simple. Where it gets complicated is that fruit is fresh. It immediately has a shelf life. We work hard to preserve what really is delicious. Flavor that lasts all the way through the process until it ends up in the can.
My bad, y'all. I ain't got premium. My bad, everybody.
It just
He number one. Bruh, man said one thing that didn't fit Meg's script, and all of a sudden, he working for Tory. Come on now.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Here's what really happened. That info came from a source. Act didn't invent it. He just posted it before the court could, and that pissed off the machine. Next thing you know, Rock Nation's lawyers step in like, who told you that? Private emails, legal threats. They trying to make him look like he leaked government secrets or something. See, Rock Nation don't like unpredictable voices. If you don't read from that teleprompter, they treat you like a liability. They run artists, they run PR, now they trying to run narratives. And Act, being loud, messy, and stubborn as hell, was the perfect target to make an example out of. So they waited, they watched, and when the Tory verdict came down, they made their move. Subpoenas, court dates, lawyers calling his bill collectors, all because he spoke too loud about the wrong story. This wasn't about defamation, it was about domination. They didn't want truth, they wanted silence.
Quiet, quiet, quiet.
And this was just the beginning.
Shit, I think they tried to do that to my channel when it came to the CK thing. I ain't even gonna say his name.
Now, here's where the story gets wild. They didn't just send academics a warning, they dragged them straight into a federal deposition. 7 lawyers, $2,000 an hour each, sitting across from one dude with a mic. That's $100,000 ambush right there, bruh. And they wasn't asking about Megan's case either. Nah, they started asking about Drake.
I got enemies, got a lot of enemies. telling me
about Nicki Minaj, about Tory. Like, what that got to do with anything?
if y'all watch some of the clips I even posted about the deposition, the lawyer of Meg Thee Stallion decided to argue with me about my opinion, if I believe Meg, rather than even asking me questions. Nevertheless, they filed a what's called a motion to compel, right? So there was a question that they asked me. They said, "Hey, academics, you tweeted out at one point that breaking Tory Lanez's DNA was not found on the web. We want to know, how did you get that information?" Now, that information, if it were valid, would be only known by three parties: judge, prosecution in LA, and Tory Lanez's defense team. Now, remember I said if it was accurate. Now, everyone and their mama made it clear to say, "Hey, that's not accurate." Even Tory Lanez's lawyer said that. Which means when I tweeted it out, because I tweeted it before the day of the day in court even started, it was pointed out academics didn't tweet out the right information.
This was never about justice. It was a fishing trip. See who Act talks to, what he knows, and how deep he's plugged in. Now here's the crazy part. Mid-deposition, one of Roc Nation's lawyers tries to pull up a file on screen and accidentally shares her Slack messages instead. And on that screen, right there, the chat says, "Tell Des." Tell who?
Who?
Desiree Perez, the CEO of Roc Nation. Bruh, they spent the whole day claiming they had no connection to Roc Nation, and then you got their own lawyers reporting live updates to the boss. That ain't a coincidence. That's a chain of command. Act said it himself. This wasn't no legal proceeding. It was a setup. They weren't trying to find truth. They were trying to force a confession. Say Tory told you. Admit he fed you info. They needed that clip, something they could twist, edit, leak to TMZ. But Act ain't fold. He played dumb, stayed cool, recorded the whole thing, and walked out still talking. Matter of fact, he posted clips right after the depo, showing how them high-priced lawyers were stumbling over their own words.
I watched some of this deposition. It was alright, you know. It was, but they was asking a whole bunch of questions, dog. I mean, a whole lot of questions.
They look like they just got cooked in their own trap. But that right there, that's when things changed. That's when the quiet threats started. The watchers, the cars outside, the private investigators with no business cards. The deposition was never about court. It was about control. And the moment Act exposed that Tell Des message, Roc Nation turned up the heat.
What is your basis? So what I fail to understand is, as somebody who did not sit through the trial, did not hear through all the evidence, what is your basis for your belief that he did not shoot Megan Thee Stallion, although a jury of 12 who heard all the
We really do know that Tory Lanez did not shoot that lady. Tory Lanez didn't shoot Megan Thee Stallion. Her homegirl shot her.
admissible evidence. Disagrees. All right. So, Mr. Allen, what I was asking was, can you explain to me the basis for your belief that Mr. Lanez did not actually shoot Megan Thee Stallion when, in point of fact, a jury of 12 determined that based on all of the evidence that they heard, that he did?
Ma'am.
Objection as to form.
I'll answer the question, but I feel like we are going in circles. I flat out stated that, again, I could lay out 20 points if you want to just consume and eat up time having me do that. But the initial basis of me believing that this did not happen, as how, yes, he is convicted, is because I believe Meg Thee Stallion is a liar. Is a liar. She lied initially. She lied on the national news, and I am skeptical that the truth finally came out in court. Based on that, there are alternate theories that I feel and is suggested that that is more a, and again, this is from my perspective. So I'm not sitting here saying the jury did not. Okay, we accept. There's alternate theories other than him shooting her that would even substantiate why, first of all, maybe he's just the worst shot in the world. If he's shooting a chick and shot 5 times, not one of them directly connected, it's hard for me to think. It's a man and a woman. I get it. Megan's like this behemoth of a person, and Tori's this little small bleedy dude, whatever. But it's very interesting, and it doesn't make. Again, I'm using context.
After that deposition, the energy shifted. Rock Nation went from "we'll see you in court" to "we'll see you at home." Yeah, Axe said cars started popping up outside his house. Not for a day, not for a week, for weeks. 40 out of 70 days, parked outside his crib. Private investigators, cameras, dudes sitting in cars like it's a stakeout scene from a Netflix show. And when that ain't work, they started going after the people around him. Friends, employees, even minors that helped run Academics TV. Yeah, they allegedly called up kids trying to get info. Hey, we just need to ask a few questions. Bruh, you a grown man flying cross country to interrogate a 16-year-old about YouTube uploads? Axe said one.
Shit, Act went through some shit where he was talking crazy to a 16-year-old. He almost got canceled behind that shit, but Act sort of like Charleston White. They can't cancel them folks.
An investigator took a 12-hour flight just to knock on his homie's door. Like, who funds that? Who greenlights that? That ain't Megan's lawyer. That's corporate warfare. They wasn't looking for evidence. They was trying to break morale, make everybody scared to work with them, scared to even post about the case.
You shut up! I'm so scared right now, you shut up!
But here's the twist. Act caught him slipping again. He recorded one of them phone calls. You can literally hear the investigator acting like a cop. You have the right not to incriminate yourself. Bruh, you not even law enforcement. You just a nosy dude with a clipboard. That's when Act snapped. He went online like, yo, Meg's lawyer's stalking minors, calling families, harassing my team, and it all started blowing up. But instead of backing off, Rock Nation doubled down. They wanted to bleed him dry with paperwork, pressure, and paranoia. They turned a blogger into a target, and the message was clear. If we can make him sweat, the rest of y'all gonna stay quiet. And that's the playbook, not just for anyone who steps out of line. Control the story or crush the storyteller. And the worst part, this ain't even new. They've been doing it. Tory, Jane Doe, whoever gets too loud.
I do believe that Rock Nation has a scheme going on. I believe that they're using this case and a bunch of other things to try to bully and intimidate people. It's clear. I've said it from the get-go, they're trying to bully and intimidate people. Check. First of all, today I had to show up to federal court. I showed up to federal court today, and yes, I'm not gonna lie to you. Let me tell you this. Meg Thee Stallion, we should call her Meg the Karen. She's probably wasted $1 million to prove something that I don't believe is not even a thing. I want to give y'all a real synopsis of what's going on. And I'm always going to tell you the truth as how it pertains to me and whatever. Meg Thee Stallion is claiming that some chick, and I shouldn't say some chick because I do know her, Milagro Cooper, who's a blogger, we know her Milagro Grams, defamed her and cyber harassed her and other things. They're suing her. While they're doing that, they've subpoenaed everybody in the world who seems to have any endearing feelings about Tory Lanez. Now, I've spoken to some of the best legal minds in the land. They all feel this is a sham. Like, let's be honest, right? And I'm kicking it to y'all straight, like really straight. They spent $1 million at least. I spoke to a really highly reputable lawyer who looked at even my deposition and said, academics, you sat for 7 hours and they had 7 attorneys on there. Quinn Emanuel, which is the law firm that represents Meg Thee Stallion, but also Rock Nation's law firm, they billed $2,000 an hour. 7 hours, 7 attorneys. That might have been $100,000 deposition. Okay, cool. So anyway, I did that. I ain't gonna lie to you, they were mad tight because I came online, I posted the clips, and it made them look quite silly. I gotta be honest, it made them look quite silly. Why did I post it? Obviously, number one, I could have ducked the deposition. I did the deposition because I do respect the processes of the court. But the probative nature of what they were trying to ask me about was simply had to expose it. Because I don't think, and this is why I mentioned in the money, with all due respect to Milagro Cooper, I don't think she has the money that they're spending. If y'all are in $1 million or two, just investigating and prodding for other people, you ain't even get to trial. You think think Milagro Cooper is going to give you more than $2 million? It's not going to happen. So I'm looking at that. Every lawyer who's like in tune with hip hop and know the situation, they've all said the same thing. This is a sham. You're not going to get the money that you're spending. You're spending a wild amount of money. So anyway, I did the whole 7-hour deposition. Eventually, the whole thing will probably come out at that point. However, there was a question that they asked me. And by the way, why did I say it was also a sham? They said of 7 hours of a deposition, 7 hours of a deposition.
This is Buick. Now. Buick. Exceptional.
Position. They spent 30 minutes to an hour to ask me about Drake. They asked me about Nicki Minaj. They were asking me about things that really had nothing to do with Milagro Cooper and their client, Meg Thee Stallion. Hey, what about Steak? What about this? What about that? It was pretty much a fishing expedition. This is why, and we're going to be very clear, it seems that, and that's what I'm saying, I've spoken to legal minds, they don't believe that this woman is their target at all. Why would you waste millions of dollars going after a woman who doesn't most likely have millions of dollars? And then when you get your chance to question people that you could try to get a conviction, you're asking about Drake, Steak, you're asking about Nicki Minaj, you're asking about everything else, but something here is fishy.
You know something? You're right.
Now, if you think this whole academics thing was a one-time deal, nah. This is Roc Nation's signature move. Every time somebody threatens the image, same pattern. Tory Lanez, gone. Jane Doe, silenced. Now academics, stalked. Different faces, same playbook. Step 1, isolate you. Make you look crazy, unreliable, or against women. Step 2, drown you in lawsuits and headlines till people stop listening. Step 3, rewrite the story. Make it look like they saved hip hop from you. Bruh, this ain't artist management, this is narrative management. Roc Nation been in more legal rooms than studios lately. That should tell you everything. Remember Jane Doe? She sued Jay-Z, said she was followed, harassed, intimidated by private investigators. Then out of nowhere, she confessed she made it all up. Except that confession came after the investigator showed up at her door. Bruh, you scare a person long enough, they'll say whatever gets you off their porch. And Roc Nation used that to get her case thrown out. Same move, different target. Now with ACT, it's the same energy. You don't have to win in court, you just gotta make them tired. Paperwork, bills, lawyers, sleepless nights, that's the real punishment. They play long game. They don't need to destroy you overnight. They just make it expensive to keep talking. And eventually, most folks tap out. But ACT ain't built like that. He's stubborn, petty, and rich enough to fight back, which is
That's how Birdman used to do. A lot of people that work for Cash Money, he wasn't paying them. Like, if he wasn't paying Lil Wayne, what you think he was doing with the producers and all this other stuff? Like, if he wasn't paying his main cash cow, you know the producers and shit. Well, yeah, they said, what's his name? Bangladesh. Bangladesh said he produced the #1 song, a Millie, that was on that album. I don't know, I forget which album that was. But he produced that song, and he was like, he kept asking Birdman for the money, and then Birdman told him, "Hey man, check this out. Just we'll figure it out in court." So he like
exactly why they hate him. See, when you speak against Roc Nation, it ain't about right or wrong anymore. It's about power. They'll weaponize the system, the blogs, the sympathy, all of it to protect that brand. And that's the part people don't see. Jay-Z moves in silence. Desiree runs the ops, and the whole machine does the dirty work. You think they stop with that? Nah, they just getting started. If you've been paying attention lately, hip-hop feel like politics now. You either red or blue. Drake's camp or Roc Nation's camp. No middle ground. After that Kendrick versus Drake war, lines got drawn. Producers, influencers, even media pages picking sides. And right in the middle, DJ Academics. He rocks with the OVO world, posts their wins, defends them online. So the Roc Nation, he's not media, he's opposition. And that's what people don't realize. This ain't just Meg's lawsuit, it's a bigger chessboard. Jay-Z's empire represents the establishment side of rap, the Grammys, the sponsors, the corporate pipelines. Drake's side represents independence. Oh, they ended. And that's what people people don't realize, this ain't just Meg's lawsuit, it's a bigger chessboard. Jay-Z's empire's lawsuit, it's a bigger chessboard. Jay-Z's empire represents the establishment side of rap, the Grammys, the sponsors, the corporate pipelines. Drake's side represents independence, chaos, internet power. So when a loudmouth creator like Axe starts clowning Roc Nation online, it don't just bruise egos, it threatens a whole business model. Remember when fans found out which artists had Roc Nation ties? Instant backlash. Industry now, they sold out. That brand used to mean power, now it means politics.
Embarrassing.
And that's why they can't afford to lose control of the story. One meme, one live stream, one tweet, and billions in reputation start slipping. That's why they drag creators to court. That's why they pay investigators to stalk people who post wrong narratives. It's not about justice, it's about dominance. You either speak for Roc Nation or you don't speak at all. And that's the war hip hop's in right now. The war for who controls the mic. Not the charts, not the awards, the mic.
That kind of remind me of Candace Owens. She is the biggest voice. Passing away. And a lot of people are, basically this man, because it was too much happening before he passed away. So, her voice is very big right now, even though the thing with the Bridget Macarons or whatever that lady name is over there. She might be wrong on that. But she might be 150% right on the CK thing.
Afraid of that, not Tory. They can't buy the algorithm.
Chevy makes America's most dependable truck.
Pressure, lawsuits, fake outrage, anything to make creators.
Oh no.
Platforms. Our own, you don't wait for approval. We upload, we clip, we post, we talk. And no matter how many lawyers they hire, they can't silence all of us. They trying to protect the empire. They
can't silence everybody. Goddamn.
Protect the truth. And that's the difference between industry and internet. When I look at all this, it's not even about academics anymore. When truth start costing money. Because once a label can decide who gets to speak, the culture's already dead. We used to fight for our voices. Now we signing NDAs just to keep them. They call it business. I call it fear. And the sad part, half the people still cheering for the same system that keep them broke. Every time they silence one person, 10 more pop up with cameras, podcasts, and can only delay it. So yeah, they might make Axe life harder. They might scare a few bloggers into hiding, but they can't kill the whole internet, bruh. Not this time. The real lesson, stand on your words. Say what's real, even if it shakes the room. Because once you start whispering for comfort, nobody needs permission to speak. And that world is already here. So let me ask y'all, you think Roc Nation's Protect popped up on your screen? Trust me, you're gonna want that context. I'll see you on the next one. Panda out.